My name is Adrine Komusinja, and I'm an entrepreneur. I've done business all my life. I always tell people I'm one person who has never looked for a job. So from university, I went into straight to business, and I've done business all my life. I have employed people, more than 80 workers, and to me that's fulfilling. So from university, I was this person who really needed to change things. I'm born in a very humble family of 12 kids, and I'm the firstborn. And my parents being peasants all their lives, and very little incomes coming in, I felt I had to work hard, make money, and change the setup. Not forgetting my father, who kept reaffirming to me and telling me that once you're done with school, we had those sessions within where my sisters would have to stay home for a year for me to go. And the only thing he would tell them would be like, don't worry, when Adrine is done with school, all will be well. So having that as every time it echoed, I'm like, my father says, I have to change the home setup. I have to see my siblings go to school. So I really needed to make money, and I didn't have time to think of looking for a job, but to run into business. So I studied up to university and graduated with a bachelor's in development studies, whereby immediately after university, I started with a secretarial bureau. How did I start? I grew up in a setup where my father had a small shop in the village, and every holiday I would go to work with him in that shop. So I want to believe that one. It looked like small, but that is the background of my entrepreneurship, because I worked with him throughout. And from university, I had this girl who typed my research. So every time we would go to type our research and you're going to pay her, she would pull out her drawer and shake the coins like this, like, man, there's money here. So I left university knowing I have to do a secretarial bureau. And immediately I started a secretarial bureau in one of the suburbs in Kampala. And the fact that I had finished university and all my friends were idle, so it was a meeting point. So I would make like 10,000 and we eat it in the evening to go home with nothing. But it was interesting. So later, I got married, and 4 years down the road, I lost my husband to cancer, but left me with 2 beautiful girls. So while I thought the world had crossed, no, I was too young, I was just 28 years, and there you know, a widow. First of all, you're ashamed of being a widow. You're like, what? Oh, feel like you're embarrassed, you're scared to face the world. You're like, what? But while it looked like the world had crossed, little did I know that it was going to be an opportunity for me to go out and face the world, because I really needed now to work hard. I needed to work hard, and I had to relocate and joined one of the big streets in Kampala, which is Nkuruma and Nasa Road, and I must say that I'm still there. So I started a better secretarial bureau and went into printing and stationery, and my company called Kamage Enterprises, which I made in memory of my husband, and started. I want to assure you, like, the only confidence I had is that when you go to church every Sunday, they are praying for orphans, they are praying for widows. I'm like, everyone is praying for me. So wherever I go, I must win. Wherever I go, I must get business. And it kept me moving. And in a way, my company thrived. I started getting contracts. Wherever I moved, I would get a contract. And within 2-3 years, I was able to see my breakthrough. And this is a company I'm telling you, I'm into printing, stationery, produce. So I started winning contracts with government, with ministries, and it was tight. Like any other business that was starting, I did not have enough capital, but I had friends. I had some level of integrity, I was honest. So you'd get an order and rush to a friend. And like, I have this order, I need like 20 million. And you see someone give you money. When it's asking, go do your work, finish, pay back. So slowly I ended up accumulating what was enough for me. And like 10 years after, like 8 years after, I hit one of the biggest deals that moved me from now counting millions but seeing like $1 billion of money in the account, and that was so exciting. So I was scared as usual because I'm like, what next? I'm a father, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, I'm a grandfather. My siblings have to go to school, my kids have to go to school, I have to secure my future. So I had to think of something else, and I ended up venturing into hotel business. So right now, I'm a director and proprietor for Hotel Vena, which is in Sebuku on Entebbe Road. And I've built it using my savings, using my hard-earned capital, and other facilities. But I'm very happy it has taken off. It is a story also to tell, because this is when you get there, like, wow, this is nice. But this is something that started on a plot. That shows you how much I was able to risk. I started small, and I've always shared with business people that you must start small. So I had a plot of land, just a plot 50 by 100, and another small plot where I put the first structure for the hotel. And everyone would come and like, Adrine, you must be joking. First of all, who will come to this village? And we're like, okay. My own daughters at one time were like, but mom, who is going to come to this village? I think you're risking. And at one time I was like, okay, I cannot change it, I have put it. I'm one person who doesn't believe that being a woman comes with challenges. It is actually one of my competitive advantages. I've always told women that you guys, being a woman alone is your competitive advantage. Naturally and boldly, women attract empathy and sympathy. So I have enjoyed that, and I've taken advantage of it. Being a woman, I've attracted empathy, I've attracted sympathy, and somehow in a way, women are doing so well in business because they are trusted. They are trusted as women. Someone will know she will deliver. Someone will know, women will naturally have that attention to detail, that they attach. Then people want to deal with women, of course. So let me tell you, if you see women in business, they are all friends, unless you're not serious. But as long as you're focused and serious, you must thrive. And I've taken advantage of that as a woman, and I think I attribute it to my success. But the challenge is, yes, you have to multitask. You have to take care of the home, you have to take care of the kids, you have to deliver on time, you have to be everywhere. I would be I wouldn't say I'm lucky, but the fact that I'm a single mother, I wouldn't. I've seen friends of mine who are in the same business face challenges of their husbands, because in business it's a free world. You have to interact with people, you have to go for late meetings, you have to have business meetings, you have to work up to late. It's when you get an assignment and you have to work overnight. It has come in, it's urgent, it is needed, the workshop is the next day, and you have to print all night. So for me as a single mother, of course, it was simple that way, because I can push. I have no one to tell, you see, I cannot come home. But in general, as women, of course, the first challenge they are men is their husbands. I don't know how to call them, their counterparts. Especially when you have this man who's not so understanding. You tell him, I have this urgent assignment, I must finish. And he will not believe you. So I've seen my friends who are married face that as a challenge. But personally, I have not had it because I'm a single mother. I make my programs. If I'm working, I'm working out. I need to inform my daughters and make sure they're fine. I have to go late hours. So that's one challenge. And then generally, also women, as women, and we face problems of security when it comes to like financing. If it comes to financing, most women do not have securities. You find that someone gets an OPO and you're not able to do it because you do not have the capital, and then you do not have the security to take the bank. But one of the days, women now own property, they have titles, I have my titles. So if I want a facility, it is very easy for me to get it. But as you begin, it is a challenge because this happens with time. I did not begin with titles. I have bought land and secured titles. So now, to other women who are starting, that can be a challenge. But to women who are there and have been focused, they have surpassed that. So normally, capital and lack of security, then being a woman, someone thinks, people will talk, negative talks, but if you pay attention to it, someone will say, how did she make it? It can't be her. There must be a man behind her, and they don't like man. So there's need for mindset change. I do not believe that when people think that a woman cannot make it. No one, you need to find people discussing at my hotel. It can't be hers. How? Who is the man behind her? So it's a big challenge. You've worked so hard, you've sacrificed, you've saved every coin, you've put up something, and people still don't believe it is yours. They are tagging it to someone. And you're like, man, I made it, it is mine, but it is okay. And it's a general challenge. Women traditionally in Africa don't own anything, do not have the capacity, and we cannot change it. But through such talks and what, people will learn to appreciate the fact that yes, women can own what belongs to them. You know, like any other teenager who had finished university, everyone wants to feel like I work with this bank, I work with this place, I work with this ministry. So the first thing is that that was my dream too, of like, I need to get a job. But I wanted to make money at the same time. So I would say I had a mentor because I was from this other background. I came to Kampala when I was going to university. So I had grown in our village where I grew up with my father. I actually tell people I put on my first shoe when I was 15 years, 16. Going to senior one when it was compulsory. And my father, I would say my father was my mentor because he reaffirmed the fact that I grew up. He loved me so much, being a firstborn. He believed in me so much that I grew up with him in his small shop. I did part of his business. He trusted me to go and do shopping at the age of like 14, go and do shopping. So he opened up, he exposed me. It was very risky, but he did because he believed in me. And he reaffirmed, every time he reaffirmed me. Once you've grown, you finished school, you just have poverty. My father said, once I finish school, we shall chase away poverty. And we have chased it away. He will assure you we have chased that poverty from our family, from his family. So he was my mentor because being poor and raising 12 kids that we were raised, the little things we had but were happy, I would call him my mentor. But what really pushed me to making money was, I told you, after I lost my husband at a very young age and we were left with nothing because it was cancer, it was so expensive and we were too young. It was that challenge that really pushed me to work. Even lack of employment, if a job came at that time, maybe I would have taken it on, but the jobs were not there at the same time, so I had to think. I had to go into business, forcefully. I had to go into business, like, let me be there. Then you get there and things are better. Then you're like, I'm in the right place. Because you start from 1 million, see 10 million, see 100 million, you're like, what else do I need? I would never work for anyone. No one can afford to pay me where I am now. So my father was my mentor, I would say, and the environment. Like you said, did I have any emotional support? When you're doing any business, I think family and friends are your first support. When I started my business, I was the first one, so all my OBs and OGs, people I started with, were still on the streets. The girls were getting married, the boys were marrying. So that was my clientele number one. I went into making wedding cards and I was targeting them. And I made all the wedding cards for all my old girls and old boys. I made business cards. I made receipt books. We were doing small things. So family and friends. There's a time I got an LPU and I didn't have money. I had to call my mother. to get for me 1 million from a village saving group where she belonged. That was family. So you cannot make it in the first steps. Even when you've grown, you still need that family support. You need emotional support. It's stressing. It's when you feel like you are tired. And at the end of the day, it is family to say, relax. It's when you have to have your hands off. For instance, my hotel, my brothers and my siblings, one is a general supervisor, one is a maintenance engineer, and I can spend a month without going there, but I know they're hands-on. So you cannot run out from family. You need them at whatever stage. But it also depends on what type of family. You must have raised them well. So I've raised them, I have trusted them, I have handed over to them. I've done a succession plan. I do not have to be everywhere in every business. So they have been there.